Hey there guys, welcome, come on in, join us in here for our studio apartment. Oh god, hey guys, starting off hot today with this part. Sorry, I've been watching, I was watching pretty much a whole bunch of Cole Cabana podcasts, or listening to Cole Cabana podcasts, pretty much all day before recording this, so that was my best Cole Cabana impression that I could do. Of Mr. Boom Boom himself. Not unlike Mr. Boom Boom Big Daddy right here getting swatted by a bunch of bees. So this is probably the longest part of Bioshock that I've recorded so far. Mainly because it's multiple parts in one. I actually recorded 3 separate parts. One of them I basically kept the camera going I kept the recording going for a full hour, so yeah, it's a lot. So that's why this video is going to be over an hour long. So, but we start off basically where we came from last time, where we were looking for, before we had to go over to where apparently we're going to fight Andrew Ryan. The game was like, hey, you haven't gotten all the little sisters in this area, so why don't you go get those?
Had anyone to look to, except to me, and I am not much to speak of. You give them hope. And for this, I am grateful. I'll send something to demonstrate that gratitude.
I'm ready for dream time.
So, basically, I was contemplating whether or not I should show myself just going back and grabbing the 2 little sisters, but they were already in the area, so I was like, why not? It'll be quick, or it'll be eventful, which it was. I do a cut here because I couldn't remember if I started recording that fight, so I realized I did, so I had to cut this together. But throughout the whole parts of me moving around this area, I didn't go down here before, and just like the other place with the strange mannequin, oh yeah, that's where this is, and I fucking hate this room. Because this room is another one that has a whole bunch of mannequins. Yep, there's one. That one just showed up. Oh my god. So, these mannequins move while you're not looking. Which is what makes them, like, extra fucking creepy. So yeah, I was not having fun with those guys. Or gals. They're all ballerinas. So. But, the more you start moving around, the more you start seeing more of these things starting to pop up, so I was like, okay, fuck this, I can see what's going on here. And when you start shooting one, they all come after you, so. So yeah, fuck these things, I hate them. So I was not probably the smartest about using electric ammo here, because, well, very important, the electric ammo, if you're using that while you're standing, if you're using any sort of electric thing while you're standing hip deep in water, it will hurt you. So, yeah. So yeah, I fucking hate that room. So We had the second Big Daddy and Little Sister combination just around the corner here that I had to follow. I could hear them, so I just couldn't remember where they were. So I think I've mentioned this multiple times, but I've given up on hacking like every single thing now. If I come across some sort of machine, I kind of just fucking just destroy it now. Oh my god, these elite bouncer Big Daddies are much scarier than pretty much any other bouncer. Luckily I had insect swarms to help me out, but I don't survive, I'll tell you that. I am not quick enough to deal with these things. So yeah, you'll see me get fucked up a lot. And I find the problem that I have when I'm when I'm in combat is that I have to fucking reload at the most inconvenient point. Yeah, so at this point I didn't think about actually getting more healing items, and I kind of just decided to rush ahead and see if I can just fucking kill him. Now, this was a stupid thing that I did, because at this point the little sister just started to glitch out. I couldn't take her because she technically was just running off to her little hole. So I was like, why the fuck can't I like get her right now? She doesn't even see me as a threat right now, so yeah, I was not really doing this properly. So it explains why I'm kind of stupid. Oh my god. I don't like watching myself looking back here. Because then I'm seeing like how bad I am at video gaming. But Tana Mom gave me another little bear. So yeah, gives me another group of items, and I had a shit ton of Eve on me. So I was like, why don't I just fucking use these? I figured I used the wrong... I basically bought the wrong stuff. Oof. I can't even remember what I used. God, I'm just rambling. So I figured I'd use up a whole bunch of the... I actually did do a couple of hacking things because of this. I think, which one was it? I think it was Hacking Expert, yes. I actually did hack a couple things after the fact. So I used a little bit of my newly found abilities. Reduces all physical damage. So I decided to get myself a whole bunch of upgrades. Every time I go back, I always usually try to go for the health and the Eve upgrades first, before anything else. I think I was looking for, like, if the little sister was going to be in another location here. I think that's why I came back to this area. This is the most useless vending machine out of all of them. That one there that just sells like snacks. Doesn't sell any health, it just sells little snacks. God, that one's so useless. I didn't realize, well, I was a little stupid here. I didn't realize that there were fucking enemies following me the whole time. Sometimes, whenever I play these kinds of games, I get tunnel vision. And I kind of just focus on one thing. I didn't even realize you can go into these rooms and grab different stuff. So, that was new. Ooh, another healing station. And then, what was over here? I don't even remember. I don't think anything was there. Oh my god. So I think there was like one area that I missed in this location, which is where that green light's coming from. So I'm pretty sure there's a tonic there that I fucking missed. So at some point I'll probably have to go back there and get it, but I was essentially running back through these rooms to see if I was missing anything, and at this point I was kind of moving at a quicker pace in general. So before, if you saw me playing these games, excuse me. So from before, every time you guys would see me kind of moving around from section to section because I was scared of, like, I was essentially scared to, whenever I play a horror game, I'm always very, very careful about how far ahead I'm moving. But at this point, I was like, I'm past the halfway point, I should probably start hurrying up my pace. So I actually do get quite a bit done in this part as a result of that. So I was like, I want to specifically make it so that I can get at least somewhere, like, I don't know, so I can at least make some progress in the next area, and I feel like I made a lot of progress in both finishing up this area as well as getting through to Hephaestus. Oh, these fucking things are all so annoying. So my dumbass thinks that, like, hey, if the safe has a higher difficulty, that must mean it's got better shit in it, right? No. The best shit's in the first one. But I actually was able to hack these things. Without fear, surprisingly. So yeah, surprisingly I was able to fucking do this. I almost never am able to do these ones. These smaller ones. Because the smaller ones, the, what's it called? That little, like, light blue liquid that goes through is a lot faster on these ones than on the earlier ones. So I fuck up, I fuck up somewhere along this one, I think. Then again, I think I get this one, so I'm not really sure. No, I got this one, okay, yeah. So yeah, those safes were pretty much pointless the best things were from the first two instead of the third one, which I thought highest difficulty. So I was a little bummed out at that because I wasted an automatic hacking tool for nothing. But anyway, we finally start to make our way back over to the Poseidon Plaza because that's where I gotta kill that fucking... not kill, I have to rescue that little sister. Ooh. So I actually pick up the pace quite a bit in this part. I think I've already mentioned that already. But considering how slow I was moving in the beginning, it's remarkable to kind of look back and see like the difference in speed between this part and like even like 3 or 4 parts earlier. It's fucking ridiculous. So every time you hear the that like crumbling happening, it's usually because there's a spider splicer like climbing the wall, climbing the ceiling. So something I was a little annoyed about as well is that I killed the fucking Big Daddy from before, but the little sister wasn't with him. So I technically didn't get that little sister, so I have to kill the Big Daddy again. Little annoying. So that's essentially what this part is. Oh my god. Oh my god. I remember this. This is where like everything bad that can go wrong does go wrong. Fucking Christ. So when the Big Daddy like came out and attacked me, there was, what's it called? The blast of him like running at me caused the glass to break, which set off the alarm. So thanks, Mr. Elite Bouncer, for making it extra hard on me. And like this is what I was talking about, where I was getting kind of more annoyed. So every time I die, I kind of quicken my pace to get back to that same area. Just trying to see if I can find him at that point. On top of that, the fact that like enemies are still spawning pretty much everywhere. A little ridiculous, but it's to be expected from this kind of game. Oh my gosh. I swear those painted white spider splicers are the most annoying enemies. So I saw there was the Big Daddy there. I couldn't tell if that was the one that had the little sister. I don't think it was. But I couldn't see it from... So I was like, I'm gonna follow him, maybe he knows... Like, he knows where the little sister is. A lot of this is me just going back the way I came. Also, that fucking room. Let me tell you about well, you want to know about one of the most disappointing rooms? One that I talked about last section. This one here. So I decide, yeah, I'm gonna hack it, because why not? I'm gonna hack it. And surprisingly, I actually think I hacked this one. Yeah, I think I hacked it. It gave me a new piece there, as you can see. The one that's basically just the smaller... What's it called? Ooh. It's basically a smaller tube, so I guess it moves shit through faster. But yeah, you ready for this disappointment? So there's a camera in the room. So that leads me to believe that there's something special here. I don't really care to hack this camera because I don't know. So I get some electric bucks. And basically everything here is cigars. And then there's a bit of money on the ground. Looking around this room, there's essentially nothing in that corner. Nothing in this corner. I thought something was going to try and like jump out at me in here, but there's literally nothing in this corner. So, yeah. That was a waste. Anyways, I had heard the Big Daddy moving along, so as we kind of prep to go up against him again, I believe. I couldn't remember where he went. God, there's so many of these fucking spider splicers that just pop up. Oh, fucking spider splicers. Over and over again, they just keep showing up. Alright, so. Is that our boy? Is that the man? So I was like, I'm pretty sure that's him. He's walking over to that little hole, the one where the little sisters hide in. And just hear him knock on it, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's calling the little sister back out, so I just have to follow him now. And I didn't know what that was, that noise, because that just happened out of nowhere. It sounded like something exploded, but I wasn't sure. So I was slowly attempting to follow that Big Daddy. I'm glad that having the light on you doesn't, like, have the enemies notice that you're there. And I got bitch slapped by that guy, so... I feel like I should be taking more pictures of this guy because he seems a little too powerful. And there's another fucking broken glass window. Thank you, Mr. Big Daddy, for setting off. Oh my god. But this does actually, in this confusion, I am able to actually get the little sister in the end, so. Got all three of them from this area, so all I do is wait for those cameras to fucking die down. Not cameras, fucking drones. They're drones, right? I think they're drones. Oh my god. That was weird. I didn't know what was happening with that. I think that the machine, my gun was glitching out, but I couldn't really tell. This room I didn't really explore that much. I just kind of defeated the enemies here on the main first floor, but there was a camera on the second floor. I was like, yeah, maybe I can fucking do something with that. I think at some point during this chaos, I actually throw money in a machine by accident, like one of the gambling slot machines, and I didn't mean to do that. That was kind of just fucking. Oh my god, I'm running out of ammo so quickly in this game. I'm always running out of ammo, it seems. That's also when I realized that there was a fucking camera in the room. When I saw that light. So yeah, there's that camera at the top there. It's very, very intimidating. I think it was this machine that I just put money into. And I did something because I won $50 from it, so... So I was like, I don't want to fucking risk going through there. I already got all the little sisters that I needed, so... Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking move on. Which I think I did. So, with all those, I decided, yeah, I was like, I essentially checked to make sure that I had all of them. I decided to save it here, because this is a very important moment to save. So, there is a point of this that I'm going to cut while we're recording. It's essentially me getting into the bathysphere, the thing that you use to travel between the areas. And I go back to every single early area that I can go to, just so I can check to see if I got the little sisters in the area. So yeah, I'm going to cut that out when we get to that part. It's coming up close anyway, so... I think I get Incinerate 2 in this video as well. Or during this part. We'll see, though. But I gotten more Atom, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just get another. Yeah, there it was. There's Incinerate 2. So I increased the bit of incineration.
Atlas is a friend of the parasite. Don't be a friend of Atlas.
Oh my gosh. God, just seeing enemies just pop up out of nowhere. That's one thing. Alright, something else I'm very much wondering about this area. And I didn't test it while I was here. This fucking... This music box. Muse box. I want to know what happens if you unlock it. I feel like I'd piss off Sander Cohen if I did that. I don't really want to fight him, so I'm not touching that. I might just look it up after this video, but if someone knows the reason, then knows what happens when you try and unlock that, then yeah, just let me know. So I think I decide to be a dumbass, and I'm like, I'm gonna actually try and gamble my money away, see if I can win big so I can get some more stuff. And that doesn't work out, as you can see. I get nothing. So at this point, that we decide to make our way over to the bathysphere. And yeah, when we decide to move on, we check each of the early areas. So I'm going to cut this part out here. And we're back. So what I essentially did while cutting out was, I think I already mentioned it before, I decided I wanted to check each of the the past 3 areas to make sure I had gotten all the little sisters. And yeah, I did that. So yeah, we're just cutting over here to Hephaestus. There was no warning this time when I was attempting to go to Hephaestus. I think it was only a one-time thing. But yeah, this is where we're supposedly going to be going up against Andrew Ryan.
Watch yourself. Ryan's stirring. We best keep to our knitting. It's time to either run the table or go home empty. Ryan's got the genetic key to Rapture. We get that from him, and we get out of this hellhole. We don't, then you and I are ghosts. Now, would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch? It's time to finish this.
So I feel like it's not going to be that easy to kill Andrew Ryan.
In that Neverland, waiting for someone to come and tell him he still got it. I suppose that's why he let you live.
So I guess that means Andrew Ryan doesn't think that highly of Sandra Cohen. I feel like there was multiple ways I could have gone about that interaction with Sandra Cohen. Like, I could have killed him if I wanted to. But I decided against it. So, alright, this is where we start getting into the big beefy area of this, the more dangerous area of this game. There was the dramatic stings, which I was kind of confused over because nothing was happening. I think it was kind of me just supposed to be looking at Hephaestus, and I didn't, so... Ooh, those burning, crispy fleshes of bot. That was not a sentence, apparently. Fleshes? Singular pieces of flesh? The plural of flesh is flesh. God damn. I'm tired. So, ooh. Yeah. That's probably a really horrible way to die, just getting burned to death. I would not wish that on anyone.
You can taste it, can't you? Andrew Ryan.
Oh god. Yeah, so I started to realize that I think that voice, like that singing, what's it called? That singing splicer with the accent here, that's the same voice actor who does the voice of the medic in Team Fortress 2. At least I think it is, because it sounds just like him. Oof. So many turrets to go through in this area, I'll say that now. There's actually not that many. I think there's like 2 or 3. That was one of them, so. Oh, little gun turrets. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, you'll notice that, especially in this area, I start picking up the pace a hell of a lot. So if this was like earlier in the game, I'd be like slowly moving through here, but considering how slow of a pace I've been moving up until this point, I figured I need to start speeding up like quickly.
Welcome to the
So I realized I picked up a, I picked an audio log there, but I never listened to it, and I think that's why, like, I listened to 2 of them in a row later. You'll hear it come up. So this area, Hephaestus, is very cinematic compared to all the other ones. Like, each area has like their own dramatic stings, which is really cool, but it's also really, really terrifying.
I spent the afternoon trying to get as close to Ryan's gate as possible without making a spectacle of myself. He's got it shielded 6 ways till Easter. There's no way into that place. All I got for my trouble was the hairy eyeball from Ryan's splicer mates. What's the reward you get for trying to outsmart the best electrical engineer of our generation?
So I believe a lot of the, a whole bunch of the audio logs in this area have to do with, like, what's it called? Essentially, like, Andrew Ryan's, like war that's happening, where shit starts hitting the fan in this location, in this, in Rapture, and Andrew Ryan starts going to war with pretty much everyone else. Oh, excuse me. But yeah. Oh boy. So I didn't realize the stuff kept dropping on that table behind me. You'll see another thing there. Yep, there it is. Yeah, once you grab all those items, then you have to fucking fight all of these spider splicers that come out of the woodwork. So this area really pushes forth the fact of these spider splicers all trying to basically work against you. Ooh. Yeah, this area gets intense. But I believe there's also... Yes, there were also big daddies in this area as well. So, still little sisters that you have to make sure that you're saving along the way. Because there's those holes on the wall. Those, like... What are they called? Like, little sister gates? Ones that the little sisters can go into to kind of... what's it called? I don't know, it's the ones that the little sisters can, like, they come out of hiding in, and, like, whenever you save one, then that's where they'll go to when they're saved. I also don't know why I keep trying to make trap bolts, because I always have a maximum amount of trap bolts. So there's really no reason for me to make any more. I never use them, so I really need to use them more. That's a message to future Carter. Should probably... No, message to past Carter, because past Carter is the one who's playing these. You need to fucking use your trap bolts, dude. This area was fucked up.
A worm looks up and sees the face of God. But look around. It's a regular convention of worms in here. They all had mothers, fathers, people who loved them. They got married, fucked their wives. What makes you think you're any different? I haven't chosen the spot for you on the wall yet. Let me know if you have a preference.
I never killed a man, let alone a mate. But this is what things come to. I don't know if killing Mr. Ryan will stop the war, but I know it won't stop while that man breathes. I love Mr. Ryan, but I love Ratchet. If I have to kill one to save the other, so be it.
So it's implied that everybody who's strung up here on the walls is someone who went against Andrew Ryan.
Jungle style with that filthy ape for 3 weeks, but he finally spilled the beans on how to get to Andrew Ryan. Generate a sympathetic overload in harmonic chord number 3. That's simple. Now all I gotta do is figure out what the hell a sympathetic overload is, and for that matter, a harmonic chord number 3. Piece of cake for an electrical engineer. Too bad I designed ladies' shoes. Gonna go see the grease monkeys left alive in heat loss monitoring. See what I can shake out of their trees.
Unlike all parasites who have tried to walk in stolen shoes. I'd explain the science that renders what you're trying to do impossible, but that would be like playing Mozart for a tree frog.
What do you have against frogs, dude? Ah, jeez. This is where fucking shit gets annoying for me, because I don't know how to fight, apparently. I also made a huge mistake here by accidentally storing that upgrade in the gene bank, because that was an upgraded version of the static shock ability that I was already using. Yeah, not my smartest decision. But, yeah. When I go back, I have to, like, when I go back to play this again for the next part, I have to fucking equip that static discharge ability, because that's essentially a better version of the one I already have. It's not essentially, it is a better version of the one I already have. Every single time I die, I get pissed off with myself. I get annoyed because I know I can be doing better in combat, but I'm just not. I also just realized that, yeah, that text was on screen for way longer than it should have been. So this area kind of reminds me of like a Zeppelin. It kind of it feels like we're in the air with all the different, what are those called? With all like the wind turbines that are in this room. But yeah. I feel like if I have one major gripe with this game...
What is the difference between a man and a parasite? A man builds, a parasite asks, where's my share? A man creates, a parasite says, what will the neighbors think? A man invents, a parasite says, watch out, or you might tread on the toes of God.
Oh boy. So, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, if I had one gripe about this game, it's that you run out of ammunition so quickly. And I feel like I always have a problem having to switch back and forth between ammunition because it takes so goddamn long. That was bad. That was a bad fuck up. I fucked up that save pretty quickly. I decided to just fuck it and left that one. I should have grabbed it though, because that was supposedly an easier one than most. Also, the fact that like you can hear the splicers so clearly through the wall is kind of disconcerting. Or concerning. What is disconcerting a word? I felt like I didn't say that properly. it's worrying. How about that? I gotta stick to words I know. Alright, so, the moment our mission is to find a way to get past that circuit breaker. Oh my god, where do these fucking splicers come from? They all show up at once. It's ridiculous. So I thought I glitched myself here because I couldn't get out of this wall. Luckily you can jump out of it, so. Alright, so. I feel like one of the best things I equipped was the what's it called? The one where you can essentially take health kits off of enemies. That's more of like their hearts. You can use their hearts as extra health kits. It's very useful, and it gives me like an extra, basically gives me an extra med kit whenever I need it. Almost whenever I need it. It's still, they show up rare, but you can still get some more off of what's it called? Off of downed enemies. This looks fucking cool, and I'm wondering what this, like, I believe this is the core itself of Rapture. I'm not really sure, though. So, I gotta give a big thank you to this splicer here for taking the attention away from me while I attacked the Big Daddy. Yeah, this splicer was basically taking the brunt of all this abuse from this Big Daddy. I was like, god damn. So, good a good guy splicer ally, just helping me.
You saved me.
Just looking back on like my decisions throughout this part, I get annoyed with myself when I see the certain mistakes I make, like spending money on like healing myself or wasting health kits when I don't need to. God damn, that's one of them that like I'm noticing that I'm doing that, and I'm just like, fucking hell, really? Like, come on, Past Carter, you gotta act smart. Instead, you're acting S-smart.
Strikes me that Fontaine wasn't overly inconvenienced by his own demise. On New Year's Eve, his wretched splicers come streaming out of the poorhouses.
Believe, yeah. At this point, I've kind of given up on hacking all cameras. I think I've mentioned this like multiple fucking times.
Johnny and Jamie Citizen are lined up around the block for plasmids. Anything to help fend off the rabble.
So there's a section coming up in this area of Hephaestus, which I kind of bypassed because the game doesn't tell me I should be going that way. So it's this one here, the workshops. So at some point I have to go back and check on the workshop area. These are a different kind of splicer as well, because they're taking a lot more damage than a regular lead head splicer. So I don't know if it's a lead head splicer, or if it's like a higher version of a lead head splicer. I'm not really sure. So I feel like I should take more pictures of them so I can just fucking hurt them more. Something was happening over there, I wasn't sure.
You guys have any idea there's a war on? If you don't follow proper maintenance on those big daddies, they burn through those R-34s like them Eames apple berries go through penicillin. I've got Atlas's goons hitting us non-stop and 2 dead mechanics just this week. We need to control costs. If I wanted to deal with amateurs, I would have stayed on dry land.
Strikes me that Fontaine wasn't overly inconvenienced by his own demise. On New Year's Eve, these wretched splicers come streaming out of the poorhouses and stormed the proverbial barricades. The dead rot in the streets. Johnny and Jamie Citizen are lined up round the block for plasmids. Anything to help fend off the rabble.
So, one of those, oh god, I'm getting tired. Ugh. I'm trying to say, wow, I am really tired right now. I'm losing like my train of thought here. So one of those audio logs mentioned Atlas's men, which implies that Atlas was kind of the one that started this war against what's his name, Big Dick Andrew Ryan. So if that's the case, how's he still around? That's weird. So we're coming up close towards the end of this part. We still got like 10 minutes. But this next area is when we kind of get... oh, this was fucking stupid. Because... So yeah, if you hurt a machine and then try to... Yeah, if you try to use a machine and then you fucking destroy it, yeah, it will backfire and explode on you. So, that's always fun. So this area is, oh, this was a... Oh, I hated this part. You'll see why in a second. Yeah, so this game is like, hey, let's play a little hide and seek. Because we're fucking assholes. You'll see what I mean. I will give the game credit. They try every tool in the book to scare you. And then... I had a feeling it was going to be these... Like, something was going to pop out. I wasn't expecting them to just be sitting there on the ground at the door. But I guess they were. Man, Andrew Ryan just like trying to fill you with guilt when you know that's not going to work. If there's anything that this game is going to teach me, It's to check under every single staircase. Because, well, you'll find items hidden pretty much everywhere. Also, play this game with sound on, because that's very important. So there's a part of this video where the footage cuts out. I'll tell you that now. It's essentially right when I'm fighting the Big Daddy. It cuts out because I ran out of footage for that recording, so I start the recording up again when you'll see. Just, I'll let you know that it cuts out because I ran out of space on this one recording. So I start the recording back up again. Oh, this fucker's an asshole. This fucker just giving you a little peekaboo. Oh my god. That was when I was like, wait, is he supposed to fucking... Oh, no. I was like, was he supposed to die? And that was when I forgot that, like, hey, enemies can actually use the healing stations too, so... be careful of that. I should have destroyed it, but I didn't. And there's the Big Daddy. Ready for another Big Daddy battle? Big Daddle? Should be right. Yep, here we go. Oh my god. So it's right around the point when I die. That's when I kind of... the video will cut. So, this I was reading what this was saying, because I almost never use a wrench, so that skill's pretty much pretty much means nothing to me. Oh my god. As you can see, it's like my final... So I'm pretty sure this cuts out right when I die. We'll see though. Wait, where does it cut out? I didn't go back to see where it cut out, so... It cuts out at some point coming up here. I'm watching this back and I don't even remember. I should really remember this because I played this like 2 hours ago. This is when I kind of decide to like reload my weapons before I make my way back over there. Come on, man, hurry up. We're almost done. We're almost there. God. Stock up on those first aid kits, Carter. Past Carter. Yep, that's when it cut out. So, I came back in right when I killed it because it was at like 16th of its bar left. So, oh god, this fight was annoying. Oh wait, no, it wasn't this fight. It was the fight after this.
Has not yet been snuffed up. I am sending a little one to help you on your way.
So it seems like with a lot of the like when you save a lot more of the Little Sisters towards the end of the game, you get a lot more gifts from Tannenbaum. Because it feels like she's given me a lot more gifts in the last couple of in like the last 2 sessions than pretty much any other time in the game. So when you come to this area, there's this little section here that you have to listen to, and this little audio log you have to pick up. Also, Security Invasion 2.
I didn't recognize the twist that come into the shop today. Stacked like Sally and dressed to the nines. She's played her cards pretty close to the vest, but you ain't gotta be no college job to see that she's into some bad China. She was asking about magnetic locks and some such. I played it coy, but she took wise. After she showed me round her backyard, I gave her directions to Keyboard's tool shop. Rapture's gone to hell, but sometimes the great chain still cuts you a break.
So that that comment there kind of rubbed me the wrong way, the Great Chain comment, because that's, oh my god, itching my crotch. Yeah, that Great Chain comment kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because like that's the fucking tattoo that you see on his wrist, on your main character's wrist, the whole fucking game. At least that's what it looks like to me. So then there's this scene. My gosh. So I'm glad I had some auto hacking tools so I could actually go down there. But
Before the final rat has eaten the last gram of you, Rapture will return. I will lead a parade. Who was that, they'll say, as they point to the sad shape hanging on my wall? Who was that?
God, I can see. I feel like.
I've begged Mr. Ryan to hand Fontaine heuristics over to Atlas's boys as a peace offering. But the stupid sod won't listen to reason. Instead, he's just splicing his mob up, giving them more and tougher plasmids. There's an arms race on here in Rapture, but it's not about who can build the best guns and the biggest bombs. It's about who can become less of a man and more of a monster.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that. Well, I'm forgetting what I was gonna say. God damn it! So yeah, this fight is the one that it's right at the end of this. Right at the end of this part. It's probably the most annoying fight because the fucking splicers will keep running over and grabbing. Will heal themselves on the machine. I didn't even realize they were doing that until much, much later. I didn't realize that there were multiple ones fucking coming down here. Because there was, I think, 3 of them? 4 of them? But there, I got them. And, well, we go back up to that main entrance, and that's pretty much going to be it for this part. Very eventful part, indeed. We're going to keep making our way through Hephaestus when we come back to the next part for part 15. And, yeah, we're going to see if we actually can get a face-to-face with Andrew Ryan. Alright, guys, that's going to be it. Watch the rest of this. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.
man builds a city at the bottom of the sea. That's a marvel. Another man happens to be on a plane that crash lands on the same city in the middle of the ocean. Why, that sounds more like a miracle.